Hello everyone and welcome to another DVD review. Not too long ago I watched a movie called We Need to Talk About Kevin, starring John C. Reilly and a girl named Tilda Swinton. And you know Tilda, she plays in Narnia, she played in Constantine, she's played in a lot of stuff. Anyways, those are the two main actors in this film. Now the basic plot consists of a kid named Kevin, of course, and let's just say he's a very reckless child. Actually, he's harmless at first in the film. And as you learn later on, he might not be harmless. Anyway, so, the kid just a little reckless, mischievous, doesn't have the best relationship with his parents. He actually seems to favor the dad over the mom. He, clashes, and argues with them very much. Just the relationship with the parents and the little daughter they have too, jealousy, just the relationship with all his sibling, his parents, is not very good at all, as you will see if you ever watch the film. Now, I know that's basically the plot of the film. Now, I know critically the film did amazing, has received a lot of praise, not the hype kind of praise, but critics gave it just so much, enduring, elements of praise. Roger Ebert, the famous critic, gave it. He says, as a portrait of a deteriorating state of mind, We Need to Talk About Kevin is a masterful film. And then some radio station called it the best film of 2011. Anyways, like I said earlier, We Need to Talk About Kevin has gotten a lot of praise. And the main reason I checked this out because I kind of wanted to see what it was like. I'm usually into, indie films. That's pretty much what the film was. It was made for a budget of about $7 million. It's pretty much an indie film. So I was like, hey, this is cool. It's about a kid who, is, a little different in the mind. And you get to see him deteriorate. I mean, it was, for what they were given, I thought it, could be a pretty, standout film. Or at least something that would entertain me and, at least give me 2 hours of entertainment. Well, I found out that it doesn't actually do that. I was actually pretty disappointed watching the film. Let me tell you some of the good things about the film, at least. One of the good things about the film, because I'll tell you beforehand, the film was okay at best, but gets better towards the end. Anyway, so one of the good things about the film is the performances. Now, a lot of people praise Tilda Swinton for her performance, and I honestly thought she was a little bland in this movie. I actually thought all of the actors in this movie were pretty bland. Movies like this should have a character-driven story. Like movies like 1 Hour Photo, with Robin Williams. Those movies were just, the character just drives that story, makes the movie what it is. That should be the reason you watch a film like this. And then We Need to Talk About Kevin, that didn't happen for me. The only person that actually sold their role and actually made the role believable was Kevin. I liked how Kevin was kind of a smart butt. He kind of stood his parents up. He spoke his mind. He was very just straight up in the way he spoke. He wasn't afraid to speak his mind. I liked Kevin in the film. Kevin was probably the best character in the film, and his role was actually believable. The dad was, kind of bland, and the thing was, a lot of the actors didn't talk much. A lot of it was just a lot of pure silence, and you're supposed to guess a lot of things. And that kind of took away from the film. One of the other good things about the film is that the undertones. There's a lot of undertones in the film, like what makes a person bad, what makes a person insane, why people do the things they do, how you should raise a kid. There's a lot of, family undertones in the movie. And I felt like those undertones were actually better than the movie itself. The movie they were given a great, because the movie is actually based off a book if you did not know. And for the movie, they were given a great source material. I believe that, they were given something great, but they just executed it in the wrong fashion. Now, some of the bad things are, besides the acting and stuff, is that the movie's kind of, uneven pacing. I know I say that in a lot of my other views, and let me explain what I mean. It kind of jumps back and forth, and you're left yourself thinking, what's going on? And I actually kind of like that feeling in movies. But this time, the feeling was kind of annoying in a way. and it just, certain parts didn't make sense, but then later, it actually kind of started to come together. It's one of those films that kind of jumps back and forth. It jumps to, the events that happen after, and then it comes back to what happens before, and that's kind of what happens, and then it shows everything in between. Now, what did make the movie endurable, because it takes a good, around the last 40 minutes of the film, last 50 minutes of the film, is when the film actually starts to get pretty good, and you're actually able to watch it and, have some entertainment and some value out of it. And the rest of it just, kind of mediocre. Thrash review all you want. This is, I'm giving you my honest and full opinion here on Centipede Geek's channel. As I said earlier, you should really wait till the finale of the film. When I was first watching this, I was like, Kevin's harmless, no huge deal. Let's just get on to the movie and see what happens with the family. And once the finale of the film came, I was like, that actually makes me appreciate everything else in the film. So if you're at the first hour and you're just like, this film is definitely wait for the last 20 minutes to come, because the film actually gets much more enjoyable and has a lot more value to it once the last part of the film comes around. And at the very end of it, I was a little displeased. I liked the ending quote, I was a little left wondering some other stuff. I was wanting more out of the film, and they just kind of just threw it together, bland acting, except for Kevin, like I said, bland acting, Kevin was good, and then they just boom, and we need to talk about Kevin. But if you wait for the finale, just wait for that, those few crucial scenes, it makes the entire movie so much better and so much more endurable than it was. Now, if I had to rate the movie a 1 out of 10 rating, I'm going to give it a solid, I feel like a 7 might be a little too high, but I'm going to go ahead and just stick with a 7. Because if I give it anything lower, it doesn't deserve any lower. I know I've been trashing this film, I know I've been ranting about it, but I really felt like the cons in this film outweighed the pros. There were good things and bad things, but in this case, the film just very uneven. Anyways, that's my review of We Need to Talk About Kevin. Like, comment, subscribe to my page, and I'll see you guys later with another DVD review.